It's Sunday, it's 6 p.m. It's the Sunday Swinger Show. Let's get into it. So, how are you all doing? And welcome back to the show. This is episode number 9 now. So, 9th week of doing this here on YouTube every single Sunday at 6 p.m. for you, the members of YouTube. Anything here on your right hand side, we're going to be running through here on YouTube with yourselves. So, we're going to run over the recap of last week's trade setups that we've given. Have they played out? Are the setups still valid if they haven't hit right now? Next, we're going to move on to chart your assets. So we've taken a list and it's basically the same stuff over and over again. We're going to be charting the assets that you've picked over on X. Then we're going to move down. Trader R is going to do a Bitcoin trade recap. So Trader R gave out a couple of free Bitcoin setups. One on last week's Sunday Swingers, and then he done an update himself over on X. That'll be followed by Alt of the Week with Trader R. After that, we'll move into the dashboard at ProTradersLounge.com, where we're going to have golden indices swing trades of the week. We're going to have Netzo Chronos on ALTCOIN swing trades of the week, which are going down a treat every single week. And then, if you want to catch Yunez's updated Elliott wave count, pop over and have a look. He'll be doing all of that at 7 p.m. with our members inside in the dashboard. So, now that we have that all out of the way, we're going to run through the trade setups on what we were looking at last week. So, what we covered the week before was CRO, which is crypto coin. We had Grass. We had Popcat. So, first things first, let's go CRO. Sorry, Grass coin we covered first. So let's go to Grass coin first. So Grass coin, if we go back through, this one could hit while we're on stream, to be honest with you. Where were we last Sunday? Last Sunday we were here. So what we were looking for was that move up into our reaction zone. And just to explain to anybody that sees these reaction zones, they're like my SR level. I look to take longs on them when they come into that zone. If they flip that zone, I look to go short. So we were looking right here on the charts. We were looking up for higher into that level. So the potential of a rejection up here. We didn't quite make it up. If we were to flip it, we were looking to come up, maybe get a rejection and then see the sign of strength and flip that to go for higher prices. That also didn't happen. So it didn't have enough gas to move up to the higher levels. Are they still valid? Absolutely. Is this level to the downside still valid, which we have here? We were looking down, we had a value area low, and we also had a naked point of control where we were looking if price retraced to look for a bounce there. Is that level still valid? So far, just by looking at it, absolutely. We might get it on the stream. If we do, we'll look to take a trade here as well. So let's set an alert. Let's take these out of the way for now. I'll have a quick look and see are these levels still valid. If they're not, they're not. But so far, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be. Quick volume pull on this move up. Okay. Let's have a look at the volume on the move down. And let's see, in terms of percentage move, how far has it moved back? 75%. Coming down into an 85%. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, early next week. I don't see a reason for me to take a higher low trade here. I really don't. No. So what I'll be looking for is that level is still valid, and I'll be looking for that to come in mid next week, where if it holds, we'll look for that long. And if it flips it and there's no sign of strength here, so these are all reaction based trades. If there's no sign of strength and we come in here, we get a little bounce, we can take a scalp but get out of it quickly anyway, any scalp. And if it comes down and starts to flip this region, well then we're looking down for those 85 cent to 72 cent region. So long story short, those levels from last week are still very valid. So we didn't get the short and we didn't get the long, but the levels haven't been tapped, so they remain valid. So grass coin, nothing on it this week, but levels remain valid. I'm just writing down some notes here. So then we go to CRO.
The new platform dedicated to education. Welcome to Pro Traders Academy, where we transform beginners into professional traders.
What's up, folks? Welcome to Pro Traders Academy. This is Trader Or, and today we'll be covering fractals. And a good example today, which is going to be on Bitcoin on the higher time frame.
At Pro Traders Academy, our mission is to accelerate your journey to becoming a pro trader.
How you all doing, guys? I'm the Dukes.
I'm H. Paul.
My name is Eunice.
My name is Imi.
My name is Michael.
My name is Kronos.
Patrick PC0813.
Welcome to
Pro Traders Academy.
Pro Traders Academy.
And welcome to Pro Traders Academy.
Our platform offers a comprehensive library of educational modules and exclusive access to proven trading strategies. With weekly education modules and multiple in-depth market analysis aimed at new traders, Pro Traders Academy is your one-stop shop for training education needs. Join us and start your journey to trading success today.
Was, if we bring our minds back to it, we had this fractal we were looking for. Let's just zoom out. With that fractal that we were looking for, we came down into our area, into our zone from a couple of weeks ago. We got the bounce, which is kind of doing what the fractal is doing, where it got that bounce and it's, you know, it hasn't really got the strength to keep going and keep going. We got the bounce, and is this going to follow the fractal now and come down to our original target where we were looking for this maybe 3 weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago, where we mapped out that fractal. And we're looking for the bounce here with the overall target being down here. This gets invalidated if we start to hold higher lows and start to make our way up. So that was a couple of weeks ago. We had that fractal last week. Then if we zoom in, what were we looking for? We were looking for this price down here to either come down into a golden pocket. So we were down here last week. We're looking for price to come down into a golden pocket or to come down and take the low of that range. We got that big Trump pump halfway through the day on Sunday, and or just while this thing was released, and started to push to the upside. But if you didn't get into the trade setups that I was looking for, they were still valid nearly 2 days later, where we came down. We didn't hold that golden pocket kind of region with the naked point of control that we're looking for in the first place, but we did get that swing below the range and headed on back up to that target from last week. So if you got in just above that naked point of control, that was a 38.8% move, which is really nice. For me, I've been in this trade from the low and I was looking for more of a swing trade. I did not get stopped out. I did get take profits on this because the original plan, as I said, we were looking for the bounce and we had a reaction zone here a couple of weeks ago, and the low of the reaction zone still hasn't been tapped. If you want to check out those targets from that trade a couple of weeks ago, go back to Sunday Swingers, type it in on YouTube and you'll find it listed in the title. But so far, a really successful trade. If you got in at the low of the first trade I gave, you had 2 opportunities, one going up 49%, the second one 38.8%, and still sitting in that trade. Overall, looking for lower. So let's get rid of everything. See, do we still have a setup here? See, do we hold this if we're in it, or do we start to scale out? Is there weakness and we're looking for lower prices? I'm going to get rid of everything, to be honest. So let us know in the comment section, have you been following along with our trades? If so, let us know how you're getting on. Okay. Just want to check something else. That was cracking. Gave that move. Big volume coming in on big get up in those highs. They got wrecked. Spot stepping back in on big get actually. Down at this low. Is that a brave move for all the big get spot traders? We'll soon find out. Okay. Like straight off, you can see this. You know, if it doesn't start holding here, we look down. You have to look back down to that initial area that we were looking at for the bigger swing, which was down lower altogether. That was down here into that reaction zone, down low. So if we don't start holding, the fractal, in my opinion, is in play. There's no point in going over from a higher time frame down. We want to see what's going on here, really, and kind of make our judgment based off that. So we do have a low down here, which has held the price up so far. Give me a look at some session volume. So in terms of naked points of control, that big move up, we did come up and take out this. We also had a real poor high on that volume profile. We came up and cleaned that up, which is nice. And so far, you know, it's too early to tell, but if she is going to hold, like, it does look like a nice low. You've got some volume trapped down there. You've held on that point of control. So what I want to see, does it hold on this next point of control? That would be the next key area of reference for me to the downside, would be that naked point of control here. Bearing in mind that the overall target is still lower for a potential bigger swing. But I'm not disregarding this low just yet. You can see that point of control from back there where we were getting our initial area. You know, got a bounce, took a swing below it, that big move then. This one took a swing below it, a little bit, closed back up above it and headed on up again. Okay. We do have the low of this wick coming in here. Wicklow. It's a county in Ireland. Let me see. I guess some overall volume across the whole lot. And the value area low is coming in on that as well. Like, you couldn't write this. Okay. So I think if this, she's dropping down, she's below the point of control. It came up and tested the value area high. It made a move back down out of the range, came back in, just about got that value area high, came down, tested the point of control, put in a lower high. So it's really in this indecision right now. It's 50-50. if you're looking at it like this, because this can just be a consolidation period sideways. Sorry, get this out of the way, it's doing me head in. This can just be a consolidation period sideways, like so, while this is building up more liquidity. Something to that effect. It can go sideways and then make a move up. To the downside, the first area I would be interested in is coming down and taking a scalp off this level here. So taking a scalp, that means getting in and getting out fairly quickly. So we'll put in a reaction box in here. Okay. Reaction zone. If it flips that and starts to head down a little bit lower, I wouldn't get fearful just yet. I would still look for that naked point of control, or the high volume node, I should say, from this whole volume profile. So it will be the point of control of this area down here. I would also look for a reaction based trade there. These are the only two zones I'm interested in. If we don't get those two zones, well, then I'm looking down for that bigger price, that this will just be, you know, as they call it, a dead cat bounce, and we just head down for lower prices. So the lower prices being 0.5 cent, 0.59 cent, down at the lows. So for that to happen, this is let's mark it in that this is the invalidation zone for that. This is the invalidation for the current low. Okay. We have a TR pocket there. We have a TR pocket down there as well. Do we have a TR extension down below it? We do. Right, so we have other reasons to look for these levels as well. As I said, if it comes down lower, we look down to that 58 cent, 59 cent. But these are the ones locally for this week. And if they don't hold, well then, there you go. That is CRO. So as I said, last week we got a 38% move off it. Now Popcat. This was highly requested last week. Let's look where we're at right now. So last week we gave this zone as a reaction zone to look for a scalp, but we were always looking for lower prices. Always looking for that lower price where we have the next reaction zone coming in at 15 cent, and then back into this previous area of balance. We're down as far as 10 cent is where we'll be looking. That reaction zone, if you did get into it from last week's stream, we got a nice bounce of 24%. So 24%. So it pays to watch these Sunday streams. Now, we don't give out targets on scalps. Like, it's really subjective to how much weight you have on it. It was classed as a scalp last week. Reaction zone, just look to scalp them, and you always build. If you're looking to catch a low, it doesn't matter if you miss the initial low. It's building on the higher lows is what's important if you're looking for swing trades. But right now, again, we might get this one on stream. We'll set an alert. But Popcat, the levels still remain the exact same as last week. So again, next reaction zone will be coming down, taking out these lows over here, and basically treating it as a swing failure. You could be looking to close this one out up at the low of that range, which is 28% move again. Let me see this one. 28% move. But the overall target is still down at that low target for me. But I can't disregard this one. So each level treated equally until it breaks. That's Popcat. No need to go over that one again. It's done, and done. And then we switch on over to, charting your assets. So what was really requested on X this week, there's no point in putting up a wheel to spin. It was ADA or Cardano and Solana. So I'm going to run over them quickly, give an idea of what we're looking at, and, is it looking bearish, bullish, and can we find some trades on it? So we will start off with Solana. Solana. There we go. So zoom right out. I'll talk over what I'm doing. We'll try to get this done really quickly. We're already 19 minutes into this, so let's try bust it out as quick as we can. So clearly from the monthly chart, you can see that we had a high, a low, which is a clear range. We've come up, spent a couple of months below that range, took a swing failure, and now we're moving down. Right now, this doesn't look bearish on the monthly chart, but it does look like it's, you know, if I was in that chart right now, I would be very happy, put it that way. So it's a really nice short trade. If you did get into it, if anybody did get into it, I know this was given out multiple times by the likes of Netzo, and I think Yuna has even done an Elliott wave count on it, but that's down 50%. So what we're trying to see is Trump has been giving out all this waffle about XRP, Cardano, Solana, fucking all of these things, and for me, it's a real recipe to buy the top. Like, all of these altcoins are at the top. I can just see the whole of crypto X talking about buying these, buy these, buy these, buy these. You know, they're the fucking, they're going to go to the moon, or they're going to go to the moon. And yeah, that's a right recipe to give a pullback, to wash them out of their positions. So with that in mind, let's kind of work our way down. I'm going to mark in this order block here, just as a kind of, I don't trade order blocks, but I know a lot of people do. We'll just mark that in. Call it an order block. I don't even have them in here. Let's type it in, so I know what it is when I go down through. Order block. I don't trade them, but I know some people do, and it's nice to mark them out as well. So we have an order block down to the downside. Do I see any bounce in between where it's at now and that order block? Looking at it just as a chart, no, I don't. I would be very surprised if it holds. Like, you probably have a value area low that we're coming into now. Be very surprised if that holds. We're in the value area low. We got a bounce. It didn't make it to the value area high. It got a bearish rotation. That doesn't look good. Let's not take that into account. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I want to see lower prices here already. Next thing I want to check. Do we have a TR pocket down at this low? We do. And it's on the order block. So no need to mark that in. Do we have volume support down there? We do. We have a high volume node. That's more what I'm looking at. So I'm going to take out the order block because I don't trade them. I want more of an area. So put this down as our high volume node. We've lost the point of control. This is down to test. We have a psychological level of 100k or $100 as well. So psych level 100. In terms of the uptrend, it looks weak as fuck. This could come back and give it all back. I need to mark that point of control down here. You might think, no way, can't come the whole way back down there, but it absolutely can. Marking this. And our value area low. Okay, let's take a trend line. So far the trend line is lining up with our high volume node and the psychological level of $100, which is good. So it's a place to look for a bounce. We take the liquidity of this low that sent us up. There's nice money in there. It was enough to push us up. So let's see, do we have any other nice levels in here? Monthly. Like if you look at this local trend line, it's broke. You know, so best case scenario is it gets a little bit of a move, comes up and then down to that level. But in terms of time, that doesn't look right. You know, do we have 382 is a lot lower. Six eight is back down here. Good to me. Back to log scale. Always use log scale if you're on these high volatility assets. Okay. So far this looks like an area where it can bounce. Okay. Does this mean it's going to hold a whole lot of price? I will look for a bounce there. Doesn't mean it's going to hold price. So now I want to look at, if it does get a bounce here, where are we going to trade it at? Or if it holds a higher low here, which I would highly doubt, but if it does hold a higher low here, let's say it taps off that naked point of control here and starts to hold up, do we come up into that value area high? I suppose I can't disregard that either. Something like that would be really nice, to be honest. You should get alert now if that hits on the stream. So that's kind of what I'd be looking for until I see a sign of strength. You know, this is the most probable. It could come down and take, so I suppose alternative to that, just say we get a fast move down and we start to take out this low and start to see a move. You know, I would not get involved until you get back inside that region, back inside that value area low. So I'm happy with this idea for now. So that's Solana, and let's look at Cardano. I had some TA on this. Let's delete it. Going fresh. Starting from top down on 3 month. There's a nice chart for it. It runs kind of on this time frame, on a higher time frame altogether. So put on the PVP indicator to see, do we have any nice points of control? And we do. One to the upside, kind of three main ones here. One to the upside, really nice. Up on the 886 region. One here locally. And then off down here for this one. So far, I would say that this looks like it has a little bit of juice left in it. In terms of another move up. But that doesn't mean it can't come down first before that happens. Because you can see here, sideways consolidation, rally up, sideways consolidation, back down into that zone where we just rallied up. You can see it like this. Consolidation, rally, came back to test it. Consolidation, rally. So do we come back to test that consolidation before the rally? Here. Wouldn't that be... That would kind of make sense. The other thing that you can see is the structure that I speak about all the time in Pro Traders Lounge is when you get this expanding structure. So, you know, I can see reasons just looking at this why it can come back down again. It would make total sense, to be honest. This would follow suit of the last move. Consolidation, move, back, test that consolidation. Consolidation, move, come back and test it. So let's check in terms of Fibonacci. What do we have down there? We have a 786 and an 886. So a deep retrace would be on the cards. Let's see what we have in terms of volume. So we have the point of control of the overall move. As you can see here, value area low, took liquidity, consolidation on the value area low, move away. Back down, point of control, consolidation, move up, hit the value area high. We failed to take out that high again. So just looking at it from this perspective, this looks like it wants to come back down again. That's been straight. And maybe to test that point of control. Let's take a more local pull on volume now. Local pull on volume. It is down below the value area high of the impulse up. So again, another reason to look for it to come back down again. So I know I marked that blue box. It's not a reaction zone. It's just basically a fractal of what happened over here. So now I would look at this price here as a range, to be honest. Marking this is the low of the range and this is the high. Clear low, clear high, tested that. And is this going to be a bearish rotation and not make the whole way up if we come back down? If that's the case, we look down for lower prices. So with deviations, we look for our TR pocket, which you can learn inside in Pro Traders Lounge if any of you want to join. Let's do that again. Knowing the levels on this is nothing. Knowing the statistics behind this is absolute gold. Okay, so we have more reasons to look down to lower prices here again. I'm going to take this whole move up. So here's the way to look at it then. This is the area of balance that we need to focus on. We have our value area high. Value area high. Value area low. Point of control. We can take out that. We can just put it in as the point of control. There's no point in having it in as a naked one. It's the point of control of an overall range, which is enough for us. It's a quarterly point of control. So there's a lot of time spent at that. So it's a time point of control as well as volume. So this has to hold. If we come back down and test this and it starts to hold again, you know, you can start to say, okay, this is starting to look a bit, it looks good. But right now, if you take it that we took a big move out of the range, we're coming back, we test it, we get a bounce, we get a retest, and then we come up and we're not breaking any real highs here. So far, on the face of it, it looks bearish until we see more price down at this value area high to see, is it going to hold? If not, well then I'm looking for lower prices. I'm looking for either here, or take the whole fucking range low for all I care on Cardano. That is what I'm looking at. And obviously, don't just jump to the conclusion that it's right down to 10 cent. There's no point in doing that. These are real important levels before that happens. Let me just check something. The point of control is more, feasible right now. As I said, these are levels to be prepared for if we start to get a breakdown down to these levels, okay? So don't get wiped out. That I'm not super bearish about anything right now. I want to now look at the price up here. So, clear level to hold, high volume node. We've rotated around this. It's bearish in terms of where the point of control is sitting, and now there's nobody stepping in to buy it here, so they also want to see lower prices. So your invalidation is if you flip this, if you flip that value area high, that's maybe a nice trade to take in terms of a run down about 40% if it can't hold up here. Maybe something like that. As I said, it has to test the value area first. So we do look for a reaction zone. Reaction zone doesn't mean you just long when it gets into it. It means you wait for a reaction. If we get the right reaction to take a long, we take a long. If it drops back and we test that again. So if it comes down and we see, okay, lots of buyers stepping in, we then look to trade it to the upside. If it comes down and we don't see that, we see weakness, well then we look to trade it the opposite way. But the blue zone is the zone that we're using to gauge where we're going to trade. It doesn't matter what region. So that reaction zone is where you would set your alerts and to see what's happening in the market at the time. So that's kind of my idea on Cardano, that if we do not get a bounce here at 60 cent, well then we're looking down to 35 cent and then maybe the whole way down as far as 24, but level to level. So from where it's at now to that reaction zone at the value area highs, it's 20% drop, followed by, if she goes the whole way down to the point of control, which I think is most probable, down into this region of about a 50% drop of where it's at, and that's followed down. Forget about that target down there, but yeah, back down into that 35 cent. Again, this is no good to anybody unless we see weakness here. So this is the first area we need to see something. I'm just going to go back and see that we hit our zone on Solana yet. Not yet. So close though. I'm going to pass it over to Trader R now, who's going to do a quick recap on his Bitcoin trades and then run over onto Alt of the Week. If we do get a trade at these levels, I will hop back on. If we don't get a trade at these levels, I will see all of you members inside at ProTradersLounge.com. If anybody wants to come in and join us at ProTradersLounge.com, just simply go to the website and maybe Trader R will have a discount code for you. He'll let you know. Thanks a million, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Let us know in the comments and don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What's up, folks? It's Trader R.
How are we doing, folks? It is again a Sunday Swingers session. I'm going to cover what happened over the last week and what we went over. Plus, we did a public stream on Twitter as well, and what we went over on that. just cover absolutely everything. You know, I'm not gonna go over Bitcoin too much. We'll touch, maybe we'll see. But we will go over a few altcoins: Bitcoin Cash, ALTC, XRP. But yeah, fairly big week. So we just from where we left off, right? Where we left off in Bitcoin. Last week I came on and this thing was pumping and I was like, okay, we're going up to fill this $93,000 wick. I was thinking, okay, look, we could take out the highs, but my favor is to lower high this pump up. And I gave you some statistics on whenever you bounce, you know, the lowest was 22%. Whenever you correct a big bounce from a bearish move down, the lowest was 22, the highest was 27, if you remember. We did 23. So in the end, fairly spot on with kind of in that whole area. We did a nice push up, we lower high, and I did say you have to keep an eye on this scam wick, and if we start to lose this, we're going to come down. And then I was shouting out on Twitter that we're going to fill the scam wicks that are all below, and that's where I did a live stream. I went over all the scam wicks that were down here, and there were some down here and down here. So we came down and filled them, and I said, look, the next region I was looking for was the TR pocket. Right there. And what happened? Of course the TR pocket puts in the low, folks. Of course it does. It's an absolute fucking weapon of a yoke. So nice little bounce up. But I did come on to Twitter and I said, look, folks, I want 78 to 80,000 quid. I want it. Okay. Jesus. I want 78 to 80,000 quid. I'm looking for lower. And let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't know. Why was I looking for lower? Mainly because look, we had so many scam wicks. It was ridiculous. Oh my god, you should have seen this. If you're in the group, you know what I'm talking about. There was a ridiculous amount of scam wicks below. Just from this push up. And this whole low here left them as well, like irregular scam wicks. And now we're starting to fill them. And there was a little gap here for everyone in the group, and they all know about it. So we're coming down to that region now next. I tell you, so far, everything I have done so far is spot on. If you want my full Bitcoin analysis, it's in the group. Everyone knows what I'm looking for, and everyone has been knowing what I'm looking for since we started putting in this kind of stuff up here. So, yeah, still on Twitter, 78 to 80k is my next support. Full analysis will be in the group. If you want to join the group, PTL20, it will give you a 20% discount. You can use that. It'll be in the bio below. But for now, let's dive into the altcoins and continue what we've been doing. In the group, this is what I've been giving out, to be honest. This wasn't a public one. I was looking for this, alright? If you all remember, if you've been following me for a long time, you will know there was 3 coins: SHIB, APE, Bitcoin Cash. Whenever one of these does a straight move, Bitcoin drops. Whenever one of those altcoins do a straight move, Bitcoin drops. Bitcoin Cash did a straight move while we're going up onto that lower high, and now she's starting to drop down. So I'm looking for this to fall down to the 0.5, and this was just a really early signal that Bitcoin was going to lower high and move down. A lot of these little hints hints in the market, isn't there? Like certain altcoins signal at the top, scam wicks signal a move down to fill them. Little gaps. There was a one exchange, not like CME gaps. There was a one exchange out there that left a gap, and I'm pretty sure this was right here. That gap was right there, and we've filled that now. So a little bit more to go though on Bitcoin, in my opinion. You could go a lot lower, but again, if you want to see that full thing on Bitcoin, inside the group only for the members. Bitcoin Cash, I'm looking for lower here. Why? It's just, it feels right. Fall off here and get down to the 0.5. There's not much else to cover on this. Just this was in the group here. I called it out yesterday for this drop down and the high. LTC though, we will cover. Overall higher time frame. Still looking for that high. Lovely short opportunity in my opinion. It would be a big fake out of a big. Everyone in the group knows there's a big pattern there. So lower time frame, not mid time frame. What do we have? We have a nice high and low here for a range. You came down, swing failed it, but you could do it again. I'd say you could do it again. So it gives us a low here, draw the yellow line. Let's get rid of this here. It's kind of messing up the chart a little bit. You do have a low here, your nice TR pocket. So what else have we down here? Do we have any demand, supply and demand? Can you give me any supply and demand? Let me see. Can we go to 15 and make this a bit tidier? 15 untapped. You do have something there, but we might have hit this already. I just want to see what it's like. It is fairly big. That is not nice. We'll put in the wrong one. Oh, you tapped it there, but higher time frame. She front run it. Can I get it a bit lower? Let me have a look. 5 minute. 5 minute. We can. That is nice. I do like this now. I do like that. Into the back. Right. Go back here. We go back to the 1 hour. That's lovely. That is lovely. Nice. Very nice. We have to get this TR pocket on right. So if you come down here into this TR pocket down here, right? Let's see if we're on log. We'll go log and linear on this. Alright, so if you come down to this area, let me see, linear, that goes down a bit deeper. It's going to be a tough trade zone, but it's a zone. It is a zone. It's a nice zone. I would put it to the 0.5 of this. If you come down here and you kind of get it back above this yellow line, you would be looking for a trade back up into this range. So would keep an eye out on that. Mostly as well, I would keep an eye out on this high here. If you can get it back under this low, I would be aiming for that high. Potentially then you'd be looking for at the 0.5, you know. That's nice. That's actually very nice confluence. You could probably use, no, there is no curve, there is no trend line. Just be patient on that one. It could drop down lower, but a really nice TR pocket and it runs everything. Nice demand. I like this zone. Keep an eye out for that. Might be a nice opportunity if you can get above that yellow line. Push into the 0.5 then. XRP, we covered this last week. We had this TR pocket of the whole high and low. We are running into that high, and I was looking for this area here for a rejection, and then we reject down underneath the low. I was like, oh, okay, you know what, maybe this will try one more time. She tried. She really tried. She tried her heart out. She didn't give us what I wanted. I wanted to run that into that and then drop down. That's what I wanted, but instead she lower high'd and then she fell off a cliff. I did a live stream when we were around here, and I was saying, look, this thing is at least going to grab all that weekend liquidity, which is this big irregular candle right there, because the news on the weekend is never a good thing because you usually give it all back. And I drew out this line and she did. She perfectly filled it out. So what is next on XRP? That is the question. I haven't a clue. We'll have a look though. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. No, you're not. Yeah, you know, I don't need it anymore. Just get rid of this. Get rid of this. We get rid of this too. Alright, so yellow line there. Let me see. We draw this out here. I would like to run that, to be honest with you. It would be nice, wouldn't it? Do we have anything here? TR pocket is there. Let me just see something here. We have this whole range here. That is down deep. It's not under the low. Maybe the extension might be the job here, because I would love that low taken out, to be honest. Yes, kinda. So let's draw this out a bit better here. Run that low is kind of what I want. Just gives us a nice range then, and that would be such a nice opportunity. This could mean Bitcoin drops a lot lower, but hey, at least you're prepared for at least another lower level. So this whole area to me is not a bad zone to be looking at. 5. Is there anything else I can throw on top of that? To be honest, let me have a see here. Really not looking great, to be honest. Yeah, it's just not looking great on everything. It really is not. 886 on that zone. Very nice. Very nice. Get out there. Not looking great in higher time frame on a lot of these. You know, I would say overall they're going to come down. Take out these lows maybe. But for now, range bound price action. So you look for liquidity when you're doing range bound price action, like this one here. Liquidity, nice, decent trade. You could have been looking for it down here. TR pocket could give you a low for a trade back up, but overall I would like us to run this low here. This would be a nice one. So we'll see if we get that TR extension right on the 886 underneath liquidity. Nice little area. See if we get a bounce off that. I say we do if we get down to that. So nice little trade zone again. Just keep an eye out for that. So again, folks, if you want my Bitcoin update inside in the group, PTL20, it's in the bio down below. I will see you again next week. Safe trading, and I'll probably I will most likely do a public update stream again on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter. Keep an eye out for that. Maybe tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. Just if there's something happening, I'm going to jump on into Twitter. So, alright. I'll catch you all next day, folks. Safe trading. Adios.